Hey, it's Mama Magwood, and I am here talking about how to get rid of thrush. If you are watching this video, you have already looked up what thrush is, so I'm not going to go into explaining what is thrush. You can look that up yourself. Holla at Google, girl. I am not a medical professional. I am just sharing my experience and the things that I did to help my baby with thrush. If you are suspecting thrush in your child, I suggest you contact your provider so that you may get a professional diagnosis and treatment. So here are the two things that I use to get rid of my baby's oral thrush. So he was about, let's see, 1 month old when he developed it. And I know how he got it. It was because, you have all these hormones, your body is trying to regulate. And when I feel stressed or exhausted, which I was sleep deprived, I start eating a lot of sugar. Like I crave sugar because my body's like, what's going on? Eat more sugar, yay! So I've been on this oatmeal cream pies, and I could eat a whole box in one day, and that's 12 pies. And then the next day eat a whole box, and then a whole box, and it was ridiculous. I was out of my mind eating those cream pies because my cortisone levels were just high. So of course that's an influx of sugar in my body, which transfers to my breast milk, which his little baby body is not yet able to regulate, and he got yeast in his mouth, the thrush. So I previously, my first daughter, she also had thrush, but she had it a lot later, like maybe 5 months. And what I was prescribed or told to do was that guillotine violet. I'll link it up here. Okay. So I was told to give her this. This is a picture of her little cute self with the purplish blue mouth. Did it help? It did not. I later realized there were many issues with giving that as a remedy for thrush. And if I can find the article on that, then I will link it below if I can find it. But so fast forward to my second child, I was like, I'm not going that route. I want to do something natural instead of giving them some kind of antibiotics or something like that. So here's what you need to do. All you need is super organic, what's it called? Coconut oil. You need coconut oil. And then I also use a solution of baking soda and water. And I just kind of mixed that and had that solution. And I would use a Q-tip, dip it in the solution, basically cleanse his mouth with the Q-tip. And because he was super little and not very active, it was easier to do this. But if I would lay my baby back on something flat, something that if you have something where you can restrain them, even better. Okay, even better. I would take a Q-tip just like this, nothing fancy. I would dip one end in the baking soda, and then I would go around inside of his mouth and all the parts. Yeah, he doesn't like it. There's nothing on it. And then I will dip the other end without touching it, and make sure you clean your hands before. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, clean your hands. Make sure your hands are clean. You don't want to transfer any bacteria into your baby's mouth. I also make sure I make a point not to touch the ends because they are going in his mouth. And even though my hands are clean, I try to make sure I at least, just as an extra precaution. And then I would go around his mouth with it. When he was much smaller, like I said, he would just lay there and let me do it. Now he's 2 months old and he's being a goober and he won't let me do it. But then I would all around with the baking soda solution, then dip the other end into, and I'm not talking about heaping amounts of coconut oil, but just to wet. I liked when the coconut oil was liquefied because it was in the summer months. But now that it's cold, it's solidified. So I would put it in there, and then I would put it on any parts of the thrush I see. any parts of the thrush I see. And then I will put it around. And I did this every every nursing session I did this. And every maybe 2 to 3 nursing sessions, I will take just a damp rag and just wipe out any thrush particles that have fallen away from the tongue and the cheeks, because you will find thrush. Hold up, baby. Let me see that mouth. You would find thrush up here, like up there. You would find it down here. I'm gonna jump in right quick just to make a note. If you can see, he does have thrush right in his mouth. Those 2 white patches on the sides, that is thrush, and it was hard to wipe that away. So he still kind of battled with it, because once he was cleared, I kind of slowly went back into eating sugar. And we were getting around the holiday times, and you know, you get a little down during those times. So I tend to eat sugar a little more then as well. So he did have a little bit more thrush right there, but I after this video, I nipped it in the bud and it was good. So as long as you're doing the things you need to, as far as doing this protocol and cutting down your sugar, you should be good. I mean, sugar is the main culprit with babies this small. So you would have to kind of look at your diet and what you're eating and making sure you have a balanced diet. Once I got rid of the thrush, I was able to balance my diet and still have some sugar. It's just a balance of, well, what are you eating in addition to eating sugar? How often are you eating sugar? Those things will help. So I just wanted to make that clear that in this video, he actually was developing thrush again. And we nipped it again. But the second time, I didn't do the protocol. I just eliminated my sugar, and it went away in about a week. Yes, if you have an older baby, then go ahead and, you know, you might need to restrain them in some way so that you don't end up like hitting that that Q-tip too far back into their throats. But you have to be consistent with this. If you're not, then it's not going to work. It's going to take longer, because with natural remedies, it does take longer than doing a medicine, but typically the medicine brings on other symptoms and other things that you have to now fix. So with this method, there's no ailments. However, you have to be consistent. So I did this after every nursing session, even at night, even the 2 a.m. feedings, I did this. And I had everything near me in a little caddy. I'll show a little picture here. And I just had everything near me so I could do what I need to do. And it was gone within a week and a half. It was completely gone. And I had cut out my sugars as well. You have to do that as well. You can't keep feeding the yeast with me eating sugars, but I'm doing these remedies. It's not going to work. I have to then cut my sugar, do this until it's gone. So, hi, baby hand. Hi, baby boy. Hi, my cutie.